Hello and welcome back. This is Kevin with Everglades K9, and today I am working with the mini Australian Labradoodle, Theo. And today we're going to be working on the place command. If you guys have seen my previous videos, I do a lot of the place command or show you a lot of the place command with the dogs that I work with, only because it's just such an excellent command to help people start their training process. And you get to build a lot of foundation off doing this simple place command. Okay, so Theo here, he's with us for 2 weeks for a 2-week board and train. He is a little bit of a nervous dog, but I will say in the past 24 hours, he's really opened up, and I've even seen him having a good time. Leave it. Yes. Good. So what we're going to do with this session is basically we're going to get Theo to just get onto the placemat. Okay. And I might do a little bit of luring, and I'm going to do some marker training. What I really love about the play, leave it. No. Yes. There we go. He does love to chew, so I am, breaking him of the habit of just like chewing grass and sticks and stuff like that. Even doing some mild corrections, as you saw. So the place command is great. Helps you work on your marker training, helps you work on the timing of your reward markers and corrections, which is really important, and also is a physical thing that the dog has to get on, which really helps the dog. Leave it. No. Yes. Good boy. There we go. So really just working also, leave it with him with the ground. You see how his nose is constantly on the ground? Theo, leave it. Yes. Good. So if he does leave it, I'm going to go ahead and reward him. So a little bit of situational training, a little bit of conditional training. So let's just see what he knows. Theo, place. Let's see if he'll get on this placemat. So also another thing about Theo is that he really lacks attention. He doesn't want to engage. Do you see the dismissal? He doesn't want to engage what I'm doing with, which makes him a really difficult candidate to train. He's a little nervous. He doesn't want to try new things. Okay. Here. See, he's a little afraid of the placemat. Right? A lot of avoidance coming from this dog. And this is where most owners get frustrated because they say, my dog just won't listen to me. And it takes a lot to build engagement with the dog. All right, look, he's like rolling. He's not even interested in looking at the placemat, right? Avoidance. Right here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use my body language to get him to place on this mat, right? And he just doesn't want to do it. So how do we get him? Onto the mat? And see, now look what he does. Okay, so and it's really windy today, so he's really just looking at the trees, looking at the wind. Then his nose is back on the ground into a nervous sniffing sensation of what he wants. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm probably just not going to let him check out. Okay, we're gonna really try to get him to see what we're doing and get him to engage in what we're doing. Let's see if a little bit of luring will help. There we go. Nope. So also his food motivation, good boy, is relatively low. And I have been feeding him a little bit of breakfast. I wouldn't even call it breakfast. It's just like a little snack in the morning. All right. Theo, leave it. Good. Good boy. There we go. So even then, he doesn't really seem to have the appetite to work for food. All right, so how do we work through this? All right, we're going to start using some pressure. Okay, good boy. Good. Yes, there we go. And even like the big wind gusts are really distracting for him. Let's try a little bit of pressure again. Yes. There we go. If he gets on there, I'm going to go ahead and reward him. This is why I love pressure work. Okay, pressure work is really, really healthy for dogs. He needs to learn how to go with the leash. There we go. That's it. Yes. Once we say yes, we reward and we let him off. All right, we let him be relieved from the placemat. Okay, very good, Theo. Here we go. Let's do it again. And what we're going to do is we're going to work up to him holding it. Here's the avoidance. So we're going to put steady pressure. Good. All right. And it's really difficult to train today. The wind is blowing like crazy. So he's really just super distracted. Ideally, what we should be doing is maybe bring him inside into a more quiet environment, and then we can really get a little bit more attention out of him. So that's probably what I'm going to do after I end this session is I'm probably going to go inside and see if that helps inside my garage and start working with him. Let's see if we can just work a little bit more pressure with him. Good boy. Sit. Good. Good boy. We move a little bit. Nope. Uh-uh. There we go. Yes. There we go. So I do want to work a little bit of a correction into him, okay? Because what I've been noticing with Theo is that even though he's a little nervous, even though he is a little skittish, he is still very much wanting to control the situation that he's in. And this was kind of reflected to me with his owners telling me about what's happening in the house. So really what we want to do is we want to make sure that although he's a little nervous, we don't want his opinion to override what we want to do, right? We don't want his behavior to override the fact that, oh, he's a little nervous, so let's just let him do whatever he wants to do. That's absolutely not the answer. We still want to provide a little bit of a correction and let him know that he's not the one in charge. And really, when it comes to building confidence, you don't want your dogs in charge. If even submissive dogs, if you put them in the alpha role, if you let them have, if you don't use accountability, corrections, if you don't control the space in your house, even submissive dogs will take the alpha position and it'll be very difficult to train them. Okay, Theo, place? Yes, not too bad. That time, no leash pressure, all verbal command. Good boy. And he's starting to take food. Hi, are you with me? Hi, good boy. Little tail tuck right here. Oh my goodness, you're doing such a good job. Good boy. Over here. Place. Sit. Yes. So as of right now for Theo, I want to build confidence. I'm going to hold off on duration, okay? I'm not going to make him hold it too much. I want him to start experiencing rewards. Place. Good. Yes. And I want to be happy about it. I want him to be able to get off and run, right? This is how we build confidence in our dogs. And place is a great way to start this. Okay, there's obviously many more factors that go into creating a confident dog, but this is a good place to start. Theo, place? No. Yes. That's the eye contact that I want. So if he kind of just moseys on and moseys off, I want to try to correct that and get him to start paying attention. Can you follow a lure? Good boy. Right? We also want to bring some dynamic into working him. Theo, sit. Let him chew. Some dogs are very slow chewers. Yes. Good. Good boy. And I don't think he knows down yet. Well, his owner said that he'll down for the dad. See? So like almost a down, but not really. So I'm trying to lure with food. So no interest in the food for down. Okay. So down is going to be a little difficult. Now, as a trainer, I'm kind of thinking like, all right, well, he's not too food motivated, right? Yes. If he does make eye contact with me, though, I will feed him. If he's not too food motivated, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to withhold food for a little bit, and we're going to see if I can build up his hunger. Theo, come. Yes. Good boy. So he is taking food, but I wouldn't really consider him food motivated at this point. All right. Theo, place. Good boy. There you go. Good. Yes. There we go. So we use a little spatial pressure to get his eye contact. We really do want eye contact. I don't want him to get off until he looks at me, until I can reward him. Okay? All right, guys, this was just a small lesson. It's a little too distracting out here for him, and I really need to set him up for better success. So I'm going to end the session right there. Okay? I really don't feel that he is engaging with me enough. He's excited enough. He's really just too worried about the wind and all the trees blowing. And there was like a palm frond that fell over there, and he's looking at that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to isolate him even more into a quiet situation where maybe he can open up a little bit more. And that's the other part about training, is that every situation is different. Really good training stems from you creating 100% success for your dog to learn. That means that your dog is engaging with you, somewhat trying what commands you're trying to give him, and then being successful at it so you can reward him. That's how we build confidence. And I think he's just too distracted outside right now to want to engage with me, which also does make it difficult as a trainer or an owner to work through. Right? So when you're scratching your head, oh, well, why isn't my dog paying attention to me? The first thing I look at is my surroundings. Am I training him in the right setting? And I would say today with the wind, not a good setting. He's just not wanting to do it. Even sometimes when there isn't wind, he's so concerned about the whole environment outside that, he's truly just not desensitized to being outside, even though he's outside all the time. And yes, it can be a little frustrating at times. How do I break through to this animal when they just don't want to give it to me? And so, I started utilizing my tools, a little bit of pressure training, okay? Because at the end of the day, we do have to have some compliance here. Reward training, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to continue just to get him a little more hungry. All right, so maybe he just needs to be a little more motivated for food. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and end the session there. I might double back on this exercise in a more quiet setting and post that video next. So I hope you guys were able to get something out of this session. Even when it isn't textbook, you can still do things to break through to your dog, okay? And I think that's the takeaway message for this video, is that these conditions aren't ideal for him, but we're still going to try. We're still going to do some stuff, okay? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Always remember, happy training, and we'll see you on the next episode.